Martins.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Grassroot Chats. Today we are beginning with the wonderful boys from North London. It's Mr. Thanos, of course, Karim from the other side of the north, and Mike N in make-believe Jamaica. Oh God, we like this guy. Right? everybody needs a holiday. We need it to work. So last week, man, we were talking about all the wonderful transfers. Mike, you were not here. You should have listened to what the beautiful. Oh yeah, okay, that's good. No, you were not. You should listen. You should have listened to what Karim and Thanos was saying. You would have loved it. But let's begin. We're going to continue talking about some of the transfers that has wowed us. Last week was all about Ronaldo and all that story. But before we left, Steve started with a very wonderful comparison in a man called Gray that plays for Everton. Demarai Gray, 1.5 million coming back from Germany back to Everton. First of all, the question is, why is he one of them wingers that's just never been appreciated here in this town, here in this country? Steve, you brought it up, so tell us. As good as he is, with all the assists, is a forward-thinking player, attacks defenders, blah, blah, blah. What is the issue?
I think the problem where he was before when he was at Leicester is that his style of play is more suited to the striker that he's now playing with at Everton in a Dominic Calvert-Lewin and getting down the wing, crossing the ball in. That's never going to be Jamie Vardy's strength.
Yeah, but if you look at that, though, for example, Albrighton is pretty similar, probably just a bit older. It's run down the line, cross it, and then Jamie Vardy's in there. If you look at what's his name, the guy that I love so much in Leicester.
Oh, Harvey Barnes.
They pretty much do the same thing. So what's Demarai Gray not doing?
Yeah, but it's not, to me, it doesn't. Nah, Demarai Gray is more of a crosser, man. Does Albrighton and stuff?
All he does is cross, Albrighton.
Nah, not for me. Not the way Demarai Gray does.
Yeah, but it's not about you, though. It's about what he does.
Yeah, all Albrighton does is get on the line and cross it. He's like a Stuart Downing.
Yeah, he's got more discipline inside as well. Right. I think Demarai Gray's end product is less.
So I remember Demarai Gray coming from Birmingham many years ago, and he has always had very little transfer fees, but I think his impact has been wonderful. Would you have him at Tottenham, Karim?
No, I don't think he'll be able to get into the Tottenham team, if I'm completely honest. I think he's a great addition, and if we didn't have the likes of Steven Bergwijn, Harry Tong, Noel Clark, Troy Parrott, I wouldn't.
One day, Troy Parrott's going to be a Grassroot Chat. He's going to be a guest on this show, and he's going to make all of you eat your words. One day.
But honestly, I don't think he'll be able to get into the Tottenham team. But I do think it's a great addition to Everton. I think that's a great signing for them on the cheap as well. 1.8 million is an absolute bargain nowadays. And yeah, I think hopefully it will be good to see him do well there and probably break himself into the England team.
Would you have him at Arsenal, Mike?
Over Willian, yeah, luckily. Over the current Pepe, probably, yeah. But Pepe can't get in the team, so
Pepe can't get in the team. Just one game, though.
He can't get in the team, man. He can't. He's dead. Can't get in the team.
But with the value of football players at the moment, you can't knock that price. 1.6 million.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for that price, he's actually an Arsenal player. Let's be honest. Yeah, that's how we roll these days.
Wow.
before we start talking about Arsenal, like little things, isn't it? And you getting all passionate. Let's climb slowly and slowly. So I've talked about Demarai Gray, and of course he's one of those. He's gone to Germany. He's improved his game. He's come back, and he's looking good. He has always looked good. It's never been an issue. I just feel there's been, they don't appreciate him as much.
He's not consistent, though, is he? He's going to do it the whole season. He'll start well, then he'll fade. So far, that's what he's done. He starts well, then he fades. And if you're not consistent, then at some point you're going to get out of the team. Then when you get out of the team, it's hard to get back in the team because you're not consistent. You haven't laid down a marker.
I think he'll get love from Benitez.
I think so.
Hopefully.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it's tailor-made for what Benitez wants to play. Play compact, hit them on the attack, push forward, and then cross it in. And I think, well, we'll see what happens for the rest of the season. I mean, it's good to welcome him back there because he has had he's had a good journey so far. And of course, went to Germany, now he's back. So we're climbing slowly.
How old is he? Sorry to cut you off. How old is he?
I think he's still in his 20s.
26, 25?
23 or 24, I think.
Oh, wow.
No, he's not 23, 24. Google is our friend, man. There's no way he's 23, 24 at this point.
Check.
I'm checking. There's no way. Come on, that guy's been around like forever.
What's my prize I get if I'm correct?
But when did he start though? He might have started when he's 17.
No, I mean he was very young when he came from.
What's my prize if I'm correct?
So what's
I said rum.
So how old are you saying he is?
I said about 23, 24.
You're wrong.
What is he? 19.
25.
25.
You're wrong. 25. Well, all right. So, well, it's all good, though. I mean, he still has time. Hopefully, maybe you can prove a lot of people wrong. He's had enough experience, even at 25. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is, I think it's a transfer that's actually been very good. And this club has been very busy in the transfer market. However, as much as I think it's a good transfer, do you think it's good for the player? Would you say he has improved his credentials? And that's Danny Ings going from Southampton to Villa. What do you think, Karim? Your face just went, you're not quite sure.
When I first saw that signing go through, I thought, what was the reason and why he did go from Southampton? Because if you look at it, I believe Southampton's a bigger club than Aston Villa.
Okay.
Where they was finishing in the Premiership and everything like that. So I think that was more of a money move than anything else, if I'm completely honest. He was the main guy at Southampton. He was going to be the main guy at Aston Villa.
Could it be that they pretty much showed him the new project? They have bought a lot of players. Clearly, we're pushing forward, and you coming here and being our top man with the new players we're getting, there's pretty much guarantee you play all the time, and you can probably get into England. What do you think, Mike? Strikers Junior.
I think if Dwayne were here, Dwayne would say, "Bruvs, yeah, Villa, they've got ambition, bruvs, yeah." And I think Villa have got more ambition in terms of where they want to be than Southampton at the moment. So regardless of whether they're a bigger club or not bigger club, that's probably debatable. But I mean, it doesn't matter either way. But in terms of the ambition that the club is showing, Villa got what's his name, Wenday or whatever his name is, try to come look for ESR. They're looking to do things. Southampton, I don't think you can say the same. So in terms of his progression, I think that it's probably a step forward because he's going to a club who want to achieve things. Whether they will or not, that's
fair.
I mean,
that's what I think.
Steve, he was linked with City at some point. Do you think it would have been good if City didn't get Harry Kane? Do you think they would have been good getting Danny Ings? Do you think he's that sort of player? Do you think he can actually play for Man City?
I think he can play for Man City. As a striker, he will get goals there, but it's a lot of rungs down the talent ladder to go from Harry Kane to Danny Ings. To be honest, he's a good striker. Don't get me wrong, but if you set your bar at Harry Kane and you end up with Danny Ings, you should be very disappointed.
Surely, if Danny Ings gets that supply and is constantly playing with good players, he could be as good as Harry Kane. What do you think, Karim? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Impossible.
What do you mean impossible? He's a good striker. He's scoring.
Okay. Can I ask you this question? Can Danny Ings consistently score 25 plus goals in the Tottenham team at the moment in time for 4 seasons in a row?
He hasn't played for them for 4 years in a row.
No. I'm just asking a question. Put Danny Ings in the Tottenham team.
Yep.
And not Harry Kane.
So Danny Ings
scored 25 plus goals a season. So
Danny Ings for Southampton scored over his best goal tally was over 20 goals, Premier League goals. I remember when him and everybody else was struggling for the boot. So imagine Danny Ings with a constant supply of assists, good players, and he keeps himself fit. Will he score for Tottenham? Possibly 15, 16, 17 goals. Will he score for?
Be able to get the 15s. I don't think he'll be able to get the 30s and the 20s that Harry Kane was getting.
30s and the 20s. Don't get carried away, man. He hasn't gone up to 30 Premier League goals, has he?
I'm not the biggest Harry Kane fan, but Ings is
surprise.
Ings is not in the same class as Harry Kane. Ings is not in the same class as Harry Kane.
No, I'm
He's
not
a
saying
good striker.
okay.
He will get goals at Man. He will get goals at Man City.
Oh yeah, here's a better one. Here's a better one.
I know where he's gonna go.
And I'll start with Mike.
I know he's gonna go.
Danny Ings and Jesus. Who's better?
Boy.
Who's the better striker?
Boy.
While you're thinking, Steve, who's the better striker?
Jesus.
Jesus is a better player. Danny Ings is a better striker.
Is he a better player though, or just because he plays for City?
No, Jesus, I think is a better player. He can beat players. He can play multiple different positions. I think he'll do that more. I think he'll do more effectively than Danny Ings. But Danny Ings is a better striker in terms of that he will be more clinical.
But then Danny Ings,
Jesus will.
because Danny Ings only comes to play striker, so it's just striker versus striker.
I mean,
So
Steve is as political as they get. Is he a better striker? You're telling me about him being a better player?
No, I answered the question. I answered the
striker?
question. I said Jesus is a better player. Danny Ings is a better striker. That's
But
what I
the
said.
question
I
was,
answered
who's
your
the better
question.
striker?
I answered the question, but I gave some context to my thinking.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. Thank you very much.
If I just say he's a better striker, people might think I also think he's a better player. That's not the case.
Answer the
That's
question.
not the case. I answered the question. I just didn't answer the question the way you want to answer the question.
No,
Yeah?
open the answers.
Hey, listen, chill out. Get a rum punch in Jamaica, bro. What happened to you?
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, staying with Man City, which is one of the things that one of the major things we need to talk about. So we'll stay in Man City before we go somewhere in Europe and talk about another outrageous thing that happened. But staying in Man City, so Grealish has come 100 million. You could debate all you want whether he's worth 100 million or not. But for some reason, there's certain things I need to understand, especially watching international football. So Grealish for England, for some reason, they love to play him on the left. So now, what does this mean for the Fodens, for the Sakas, and Sterling, all the other wingers that could possibly play on the left? That's one. And then the next thing I want to know is, from the way he plays, do you think on the left is his best position? I'll start with Steve. Give us some context in the thing.
You like to start with me today, innit? What happened to this guy? So basically, I think that Grealish's best position will be kind of like a number 10 behind a striker, behind a forward three. Yeah. Coming from the left, he gives a different option to what England currently have in terms of Rashford, Sterling. They're people that's going to try and get in behind. Grealish has more trickery. He'll beat a player and then set it up into the middle. Yeah, so he gives them a different option. Foden is more of a passer. Grealish is the one that retains the ball, runs with the ball, draws fouls. That's his unique quality in all the teams that he plays in.
So you would play him as a 10 because that's his best position, but you have no qualms with him playing on the left the way he's playing now.
No.
Okay. Mike?
Yeah, I think I would like to see him playing a 10. I don't know if that's his best position, but given the qualities that he's got, you would think that actually he could play central quite well. But I'll draw another comparison. This player's not as good, but let's take this guy, Julian John. Yeah, he says his best position is playing central, but I've never seen it. But actually, what you're better at is playing on the left in a weird way. So it's quite similar, except obviously you're crap compared to Grealish, isn't it? But you see what I'm saying, innit? So in theory, we think your best position is playing central like Grealish, but actually we won't know till we see him play. But he does a job on the left. But him playing on the left means ain't nobody else getting a sniff, to be honest.
So him playing on the left for City, first of all, in terms of who Julian John is, it's a bit like Troy Parrott. You guys will find out in the you find out in the future. He'll come good. You find out in the future. But I don't believe Grealish's best position is on the left, especially when a lot of people say, oh, he can do the job. Fine, I understand that. But for England, for example, and this is a player I like, everybody knows I like this player. Are you telling me Mason Mount is more effective playing in that hole than Grealish? Especially when you have wingers, Sancho, Foden, Saka, Rashford. The link-up play that you want Mason Mount to do in the middle, are you saying Grealish is not better in that position than Mason Mount? I'll start with Karim.
In Aston Villa, he was given more of the free role where you can be anywhere on the pitch. He can go left, he can do right. He was the most foul player in the Premiership last season.
2 seasons in a row.
So therefore, I feel that him having that freedom allowed him to go wherever he wanted, and he performed quite well in that. Pep obviously wants to move him over to the left. I personally don't think that's his best route. I think he is a player that deserves the freedom to make things happen, connect the dots, and connect the fluent balls. As you said last week, his long distance passing is not up to par with the rest of the guys that we mentioned last week. But he's definitely his link up play with others around him, the 1-2 passes, getting into space, beating players. I feel like the freedom in the middle kind of role is best for him. Yeah, so I would go for a Cam really.
Has he got the work rate though? Because Gareth Southgate wants the work rate. That's I presume that's why he puts Mount in there, because he gives him the up and down. That FIFA high work rate. I don't think Grealish can give you that.
The thing with Grealish is that he's one of them players that has brought back the free roll kind of thing. And most of the time, when teams play a player with the free roll, they usually put him on the left. That's because you can compact the midfield and he can do whatever he wants, going from that side, cutting, whatever. But for some reason, I'm not quite convinced though that the left, especially when people tell me things like, "Oh, he can do the job." So now Man City, I think in Pep's reign, there's only one player has ever really revolved his team around. That's De Bruyne. Every other person has to come in and play a part, blah, blah. But De Bruyne always plays through the middle of the park. So with Grealish coming in, and of course, there are comparisons of the next De Bruyne, even if they're two different players, but they have similar. So if you look at Grealish playing against Hungary, yes, I know he's hungry, but the way he operated in that game, drifting from different positions, going through the middle, creating assists, imagine that happening in the middle of the park with an actual winger. So, I mean, somebody needs to convince me here that left is his best, because I personally don't think so. Where would you play him? So in a Man City team, Steve, as the manager, where would you play him?
Well, he could play at the bench because I got De Bruyne. I wouldn't have spent 100 million, mate. Simple. I would have spent it somewhere else. I would have had that striker in the door. I don't get the Man City signing, to be honest. Spending 100 million on Grealish, I don't think he's something they needed, not unless they're looking to replace De Bruyne.
He gets injured a lot.
Who, De Bruyne?
He's 25 years old. He's 25 years old.
No,
Grealish. Grealish is 25 years old. So, and he brings some sort of, his English, obviously, and then he brings some sort of clout. He's the most popular English footballer right now.
So to me, in that Man City team, he has to play down the left.
For now.
Because for now, until you're replacing De Bruyne, because to play De Bruyne and Grealish through the middle, or to have one of them to have free roll and then one in the middle, you're going to be exposed in the middle.
Mike, we watched Man City Arsenal, and you were very.
No, we didn't. That never happened. I don't remember that game at all.
But could Grealish be a replacement for Gundogan?
Well, he can replace either of them. To be honest, basically, what we're saying we think he's going to go central, or he should go central. I think he will go central at some point. It's just a matter of time. But for now, he will operate on the left. But I think at some point, Pep will try him out at that middle, whether that's because one of those two is injured or one of those two is sold. That's Gundogan or De Bruyne. But at some point, he's going to have to play in the middle because his skill set to suit that role better than the left.
He has to add to his game then if you're talking about replace Gundogan.
First of all,
Gundogan has a lot of discipline and can fill in as a holding midfielder.
Yeah,
the midfielder go attacking. He's got a very disciplined. He's very good mentally in a football match.
Well, that's what Pep's going to do. Pep's going to develop him. So who's playing on the left?
That's what I said. He puts him on the left for now, and then he's
2-3
replacing
years.
De Bruyne in a couple of years.
Yeah, 2-3 years. Then it'll be a different Jack Grealish.
Because Daniel Silva was, well, that's what De Bruyne was brought in for, to replace Daniel Silva, right? David Silva.
Yeah. But you know, David Silva, did he always play central? I thought he played wide initially.
No, central. Middle of the park.
Okay. It was quality.
Play central. Well, it's all good. I mean, Steve wouldn't sign Grealish if he was a City.
I wouldn't have a 400 million. Nah, wouldn't do it.
Do you think that's what City needed?
Nah, not at all.
I think they had the impression they could get him and Kane.
Yeah, they did.
Say again?
I think they had the impression that they would have been able to land him and Kane, which would have been a wonderful competition. I also think.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Kane and Grealish?
Because
all would have happened right now. You can see Grealish and Kane for England, the connection. All would have happened right now is Ferran Torres would have been on the bench. And Kane.
But don't you think with Kane's modern game of dropping deep, do you think that doesn't encroach on the space that you want to leave for Grealish? So isn't Grealish better off with a striker that's pushed up, pushing the defensive line back, so he has more space?
With City, Kane wouldn't have needed to drop as deep.
No, he wouldn't need to do that.
Yeah, so he'd have to change his game from what he's currently doing for England and Dutton. Because he drops very deep.
He would just go back to what he was 3 or 4 seasons.
Oh, okay. So if Kane's playing like that, then yes, I agree. Perfect combination. But if that bit where he's dropping really deep, I don't think it helps Grealish's game.
No,
I think it squeezes the space.
The reason why he does that in a Tottenham shirt right now is because there's no Eriksen to feed the balls that he needed, to be fair. I feel like to get the
plus he's got runners, isn't it? He's got Son to go beyond him.
Son, Bergwijn, all these boys that just like to run. He has all these guys. But well, it's all good. It's all good. I mean, come the end of the season, if Man City win the league and other things, and Grealish has been playing well, just 3 games, but he has had a good start to the season. I think he has evolved his game more into the assist situation. And England has always needed that player that can draw players close to them and all that story. But I do feel, as we've all said, I think at some point we need to see him down the middle, give him that freedom to create things and see what happens.
Yeah, he's going to get that well. De Bruyne is there. No chance, mate.
Well, we shall see. De Bruyne is 31, so, and he, of course, injury and all that. And if the likes of Rudiger can help it, they'll probably shoulder his neck at some point. So you never. Speaking about still in the transfer window though, and all these wonderful players. If I gave you 189 million right now for any player that was in your team, would you take that money with 1 year left on the player's contract? So now my question is very simple. We've gone all the way from Man City, we're traveling all the way to France now. What was PSG trying to prove? Because if at the end of the day, Mbappe doesn't sign a new contract, that's 189 million. I don't care how rich you are. That is still 189 million richer than you could be. So first of all, let's try and, as Steve says, let's try and break some context. I won't start with Steve this time. I'll start with Mike. I'll start with Mike. Mike, why would Mbappe want to leave PSG and go to Man specifically?
They brought in some big fish. Well, they already had big fish there. They brought in Messi as well now. They've still got what's his face, Neymar, and that. Ramos is there now. He's quite stellar, and I think he's always had his heart set eventually anyway on going Madrid anyway, regardless whether they brought in Messi or not. So he's been linked for a couple of years now. It's not like it's suddenly, I want to leave to go Madrid. It's always been reported that he wanted to go. So them bringing Messi in probably in a way is the perfect time because he's at least a short-term replacement for Mbappe. So it's not. I mean, he would go to Madrid, one of the biggest clubs in the world, blah blah blah. I'm sure a lot of people want to go there, especially when they're continental, be the main guy. Apparently, although Benzema is still there, so I don't know. But yeah, it's not. It makes sense why he would want to go because he seems like he's always wanted to go, and it seems like the right time because now at the moment that team's like a FIFA team. I don't even know how you're going to play with those players. It's a madness. But
so if it makes sense for him to go and his heart has been set on going to Madrid, and they've been linked with him. He has 1 year left of his contract. Karim, why wouldn't PSG take 189 million?
The reason I think PSG didn't want to take the money is because they now know they've got a perfect mold, as Mike said, as a FIFA team. Like these are players that everybody would want in their first 11 if they possibly can. Then just the team's fake, basically. It's unbelievable.
It's actually very real.
It's so right now I feel like they think this is our major chance of winning the Champions League. If to be honest, if Pochettino does not win the Champions League this year, it'll be a massive failure for him. Massive.
That's what they said about the show last season.
I feel like
that's
sour grapes a little bit there.
That's what they said about the show.
Even if he gets fired, then I don't know. I don't mind because
it'd be Nuno out, yeah.
Are you saying so? Before
with regards to Kylian Mbappe, I feel like the reason why he would want to go to Manchester, Real Madrid, is because he will never win the Ballon d'Or in Messi's shadow, and for him to come over to Real Madrid, he'll be the main man, as Mike said. The spotlight will be all on him, and if he was to win things and possibly win the Champions League or win the Liga, then that's more ticks to his name, really.
Let me ask.
Go on. No, go on. So go on, Mike. Go on.
So from a franchise point of view, so this is not football things now, but from a franchise point of view, right? Most people who want to watch the league, so a lot of people will watch players and they don't care about the league. If Messi goes PSG, we'll watch League One or League whatever. You've now got a league that basically has every single player that you would basically ever want to watch outside the Prem. Let's be honest, yeah. So that 189 million that you would have got for Mbappe, in financial terms, I feel like you're almost making that money back just by keeping him.
I think it work that way. I'll tell you why it doesn't work that way. Because first of all, yes, you have Messi in the team now, and you have Ramos, and you have all these guys. And as you say, people will watch League One now, but their TV right deal has already been done. It doesn't matter if millions of more people tune in. Whatever they are going to make, that's what they are going to make. Even if you win the prize money, if you win the Champions League, and maybe if you win every tournament they're in, they will probably make close to 300 million, about that. And this is winning everything. But if they don't, which I still don't believe they'll win the Champions League, they don't have the defense to do that. If you watch, I've watched two of their games in the French league this season, and the defense is poor. So there's no guarantee that they will win it. Yeah, but 189 million for a player that is set to leave.
That's not much.
To me, right? The reason why they didn't sell him is that PSG don't believe they can win the Champions League without him. So they had to keep him. And they're in the privileged position that they can absorb that 189 million loss, because if he doesn't sign a new contract, he's gone for free. Yeah,
so, but they got 5 players for free though. So it's the way they got Ronaldo, they got
but none of the players that they got, probably only Donnarumma is one that they can get some value from if they were to sell them. All them man have basically come to PSG to retire. So to me, I don't think PSG can believe they can win the Champions League without Mbappe. He's their X factor, because Messi ain't settled. No one knows that. Yeah, Messi's a great player, but no one knows if he's going to be able to up his game, up his levels, and carry PSG over the line to win the Champions League. And as JJ said, they're still weak defensively. Donnarumma is going to add to it in terms of making them better. Ramos is not a fix.
Donnarumma he hasn't started a game though. You know,
I didn't even know that. I thought he started.
He hasn't started a game since he has been there. I think he's getting fitness or injury. So then the thing I don't understand is, see, people keep talking about he can't win the Ballon d'Or, yada yada yada. If
people just scream.
No. I wanna hear this. But why do you think he can win the Ballon d'Or?
Okay, let me. I'll tell you why. First of all, everybody said Neymar left Barcelona not to be in Messi's shadow. Arguable. However, since Neymar has been in PSG, he has never outshined Mbappe. He has never been the main man. Mbappe has always been the one that everybody has been singing about. He's younger. He's probably outscored Neymar in every season since they've been there.
That's why I don't think they can. They feel they can win it without him.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that. And then they brought Messi, and the way Messi is now, if anything, Messi will enhance the way Mbappe plays. So if Messi manages to enhance Mbappe's playing style and they win the Champions League, as you have said, and Mbappe does all the madness he has been doing, why can't he win the Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, Kareem. Why can't he win the Ballon d'Or?
Do you know? Yeah, Messi is in the shortlisting by default when it comes to by default when it comes to the Ballon d'Or.
The last award he didn't
Him
make.
and Ronaldo by default would they could have the most terrible season in the world. They were still guaranteed and be on there by default.
No, but last year
People will still rate them at 96 and 95.
They will still get votes, yes, because they're the players they are. But at the end of the day, if Mbappe outshines Messi in the same team and brings home the Champions League, he will win the Ballon d'Or because he has that name. He has the name already.
Well,
so it's just a matter of time before Mbappe wins the Ballon d'Or. So it's not to say you're trying to say a lesser player is competing against Messi. He's the next big thing. Him and Haaland are the next big brands. They're replacing Ronaldo and Messi. So it's not, I don't think it's looked at in entirely the same way as when it's done previously.
Yeah, but if they win the Champions League this season, having signed Messi, won't people just say, yeah, you won it because you signed Messi?
Nah, it depends on the performances, isn't it?
There you go. It depends on the performances. And yeah, you're right. It could be, the way you guys could. I mean, they got to the final 2 seasons ago. Let's remember that. They got to the final season and they lost as Mike would say, a FIFA Pro Bayern Munich team or whatever, FIFA G team. So, but then if Messi is in PSG and they win the Champions League, but Mbappe is still the highest goal scorer, doing what he does, running and making everybody look crazy, why not? Why can't he win the Ballon d'Or?
Well, I mean, we'll see. Let him win it first, and we'll worry about that.
To start with, going to Real Madrid doesn't guarantee you anything because he still needs to win. I think it's even bigger pressure. Real Madrid win the Champions
You lot said that, yeah? Kylian Mbappe finished 7th last season. Neymar finished 5th. By default, who had a better season? All three of you turned around and said that he had a better season than Mbappe. Explain to me how he finished 7th and Neymar finished 5th.
Votes.
Yeah, Julian, explain that.
What are you talking about? You're talking about Ballon d'Or?
Ballon d'Or.
Votes.
That's what I'm saying. So this is by default.
Yes,
so
but
what I'm saying, Kylian Mbappe needs to do something that makes him outshine everybody else. And I feel like going to Real Madrid, being the main guy, winning the Champions League with Real Madrid, no one can then turn around and say, oh, he's because he's with Neymar or he's because he's with Messi. He's now said, you know what, I'm doing this on my ones and I'm going to make sure I nail it on my ones. That's all I'm saying. This is the reason why I'm saying he needs to win it.
Mbappe goes to Real Madrid, yeah? If he goes to Real Madrid, he has Benzema, he has Hazard, who looks like he's getting back to his best. He has what's it called, Toni Kroos and all them players.
Yeah. Don't forget about Madrid.
Yeah, Madrid, all them players.
Yeah.
Now he's under more pressure to win the Champions League in Real Madrid because they usually win it. They rate it higher than the league. You can win the league in Spain and not win the Champions League and get sacked. They rate it higher.
Yeah.
Goes there and doesn't win the Champions League. He's not going to finish 7th. He'll finish 9th, 10th, 12th, 96th, as you mentioned. But if he has a good stellar season, and first of all, last season you're talking about, he didn't exactly have the best Euros and all that. He didn't.
But we're saying that he was better than Neymar, right?
Yeah,
but there's always politics in the Ballon d'Or, though. Because look at the Nedved won it. Yeah, Henry battered him across all statistics. Should have won it. but there's some politics nonsense in there, yeah. But to me, it's hard to say if Champions League comes home and Mbappe is the one who brings it home.
But how is he really want to bring it home when he's playing it in a team with the same players he's competing against?
If he's banging in the goals, what can you do?
Well, but it's not just about the goals, though,
and it's also the tournaments, because Ballon d'Or's not just on your club, is it?
Well, let me ask you
no,
this.
It's not.
Like, but Madrid
already won the.
I think it is because Lewandowski won it and Poland didn't really do anything, did they?
Yeah, but Lewandowski had the consistency of 2 years, and then he won it in. I mean, Bayern was a class. Lewandowski was the first man to outscore Ronaldo and Messi in one season.
And there's not an expectation for Poland to do something.
There's nobody. But the question I wanted to ask you, Mike, when Modric won the best player, the Ballon d'Or that year, his tournament.
Euros.
Yep, it was Euros. It had nothing to do with club football. It was particularly Euros. So the same thing was.
Messi already won the, what do you call it? The, whatever it's called.
Copa America.
Yeah.
He only won it this year. It was the first time he won it this year.
Okay.
So once again, we're going around in circles with the politics and things. Forget the voting. Let's look at it as we're watching it from fans, as fans, grassroots chats.
Cool.
Yeah, it's all about the fans. Neymar went to PSG trying to get out of Messi's shadow. We all knew the only way he was going to do anything to get close to Ballon d'Or was to actually win the Champions League, which they never did.
Yeah.
Mbappe has never had that expectation. He's a kid that came from
Monaco.
He's a ball, he's going everywhere, blah, blah. He doesn't, that expectation for him to be the main man outside Messi and Ronaldo, he didn't have it like the way Neymar had it. So then, him being in PSG, which he's right now still possibly the best player, I think Messi actually enhances his chance to win it.
No. In fact, I agree with Kareem. No, I agree with Kareem.
Bruh, really?
Yeah, because the men playing all in the same team.
Yeah, look,
how
he was blushing.
He doesn't.
Kareem, you're right. You must have just spoken crack today, and today's your lucky day.
He doesn't enhance.
I reckon he's right. If he goes and plays for another team that's not PSG, does it on his own, he's out there on his own. Nobody's making him win it, blah blah blah, and he stands out alone.
His own mean though.
As in, he's now like he's not in a fake team. I don't know what Mike means. He's not in a fake team. You know
Fake,
what I mean? Fake but real. He's like.
So you're saying that if Haaland wins Champions League at Borussia Dortmund, he should get Ballon d'Or because he's not in the side of all the stars. He's in Borussia Dortmund.
He should definitely be up there. Definitely top 3. Definitely.
Yep.
If he wins the Champions League,
he could win the Champions League with Dortmund and still not be as wonderful as he is now. Does that still mean he's automatically?
Well, it's not about being wonderful. It's about winning the Ballon d'Or, mate. It's not about we wouldn't
win the Ballon.
Talking about Nedved and Modric not being the best players that season to win it.
No, but they were not the best, but they had the most outstanding season they had ever had.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
So Haaland was 9th.
But were there players that were better than them?
16 goals and 3 assists.
And we really
7 goals, 12 assists. And he won the Bundesliga.
If Neymar, if Mbappe's in the same team as his rivals, there's no guarantee that, and then they win the Champions League as a team and win the league as a team and win the treble. There's no guarantee that they're going to say, oh, it's because of Mbappe. Quite easily, they could say, oh, it's because of Neymar. Quite easily, they could say it's because of Messi.
So Mbappe in 2020 scored 12 goals, 8 assists, and won the League One. Neymar got 9 goals, 4 assists, and won the League One. But he still finished above him.
So Kareem's right. The only way to be sure or have the best chance is to not be.
Benzema finished 4th, 10 goals, 4 assists, won the La Liga and the Super Cup. Messi, 15 goals, 17 assists, never won nothing. Ronaldo, 20 goals, 5 assists, never won nothing.
Yeah, it's because people are tired. People are tired of winning.
You know what I mean? When I say default, they're automatically going to be in there, man.
But Steve's right. That one day he should. Well, he's young enough to probably win it at some point. It's just Probably not why you're at PSG, to be fair.
Going back to the transfer madness, though. So one of the reasons that Mbappe had actually promised that he will never let his contract run out in PSG. He gave them his word, and we all know
like Daniel Levy's word, yeah.
Yeah, we all know that means nothing in football. But one of the things is that they're saying that he's not being paid as high as Neymar and Messi. He doesn't feel like he's the main man. So that's crap, though.
Is it? Money talks, mate.
Do you know how much they're paying him now?
Oh, so have they raised his salary?
Yeah, but he's on a contract.
So
sign a new contract. Sign a new contract and ask them for more money and tell them.
What he should have done is put one of those old school contracts like Bergkamp or Adams. Anyone who comes into the club needs to, as a higher paid player than me, I need to renegotiate my contract.
Simple.
Well, he hasn't.
That's the cause.
And I don't, if it's more money he's asking for, because he's refusing to even sign a contract. So if it's more money he's asking for a club to refuse 189 million, I'm sure they can pretty much bump up his salary if he really wants them to.
Well, we'll see, won't we?
Well, we will see. We'll see. And now, what I'm going to do to you boys is I'm going to take you from the wonderful graces of talking about Mbappe. I'm going to bring you back down to England so we can talk about a certain player that, in my books, in the last couple of weeks and months, has done no wrong. And for some reason, seems to be the forgotten man in Man United. What does Jessie Lingard need to do to be given that trust and chance again? Because when he plays for England, he plays well. He rejuvenated himself in West Ham. Is there do you think Solskjaer actually has any plan for using?
First of all, he should never do the Ronaldo celebration ever again in his life.
The guy's on crack.
He did it poorly as well.
He should never do that, first of all. But you're right. He has done no wrong. Last year, he was outstanding. I would definitely take him in the Tottenham squad at the moment in time. I feel like he'll just give you that extra bench off the boost. But I can't, when I see this question come up earlier, I literally can't see him breaking into that Man United team on a regular basis. Maybe if it comes to the FA Cup early rounds, he may get his nod.
Mate, they're giving him a little bit of hype. Back in November, he was Jessie Lingard. He should have looking for a deal in January or something. What?
Yeah, man.
He has to get past Pogba and what's his name, Fernandez, isn't it? Come on.
Yeah, but he doesn't have to get past them, though. I'm sure there could be a formation that they can play him in.
What, with all three of them?
Yeah. He could play on the left, on the right, depending.
But that's best position. That's just a square peg in a round hole. Just play him, innit?
But he can do the job.
But he's not 100 million worth of doing the job, though, is he?
Oh, dear.
So what you guys are saying is he should have stayed in West Ham.
He should have moved. Should have moved.
He should have moved. Yeah, necessarily not West Ham, but he definitely should have moved. Everton, Leicester, Arsenal.
But who is? Yeah, I mean
Arsenal.
Well, Arsenal. What are you gonna think?
Nah.
Oh, but why buy him and sell Willock? Doesn't really make no sense. I'm not saying that they're equal in ability, but in terms of what they bring, they're similar players.
Arsenal didn't need him.
What? So what we need? Odegaard, yeah. Right, great.
Odegaard's a different player and a better player for me. Different players.
But
Odegaard's a proper number 10.
So did we need Odegaard though? Do we need him?
Yes.
Is it? Why is that?
Because we lack creativity.
What's he about doing?
He's a young boy, still learning his game. If everyone's thinking about putting the creativity of Arsenal on ESR shoulders, that's nuts.
What about Willock? I'm young as well.
Willock is a box-to-box midfielder. He's not a number 10.
Well.
Odegaard's a number 10.
Ozil, he's not. He's young.
Say again? He's what?
Odegaard's young as well. So
yeah, but Odegaard is a creative midfielder. He's not a box-to-box. Odegaard's going to get you assists, not goals.
Okay, we'll see. Hopefully, you're right.
You see, this is the moment where Karim and I will just brought our popcorn and just watching the bottom of the table. Karim is top.
I realize you keep. I remain humble. Our next few games, we've got Crystal Palace away, and then we've got Arsenal away, and then we've got.
I realize Jay just wearing his Man United top a lot. this year.
Yeah,
Lazy, innit?
This
Doesn't
season.
believe he can wear it. It looks fresh. Look, still got the tags in it.
It's got a number 7 on the back. It's got a number 7 on the back.
Well, it's considering the fact that it's broken our shirt deal record. I couldn't get one.
I wonder how they pulled that one off.
See, the man comes with so much. See, it was a business deal, it was on the pitch deal, whatever, man. He's bringing something Man United probably not had in a long time. And I'm not saying we're going to win the league because I still think we have issues, but he's bringing hope. Hope. The man has raised the fans' expectation, all the other players. I mean, even Jessie Lingard is this. Even Jessie Lingard is in there. So we're having some sort of hope, and we'll see what happens moving forward. However, the next thing I was going to talk about, since you guys have pretty much killed Jessie Lingard's career,
At Man United, not anywhere else.
Yeah.
Good save. Paulo Di Canio thinks Ronaldo. So Ronaldo actually would prefer to play on the left. That's what the story is.
Huh?
Yeah, he said he would prefer to play on the left, but even if Solskjaer claims that they'll prefer to play him through the middle.
In the middle, surely.
So, what do you guys think? I mean, I'll start with the greatest Jessie Lingard fan. Karim, where do you think Ronaldo should play?
He's got to play down the middle now.
Yeah.
I don't think he's of age to run up and down the wing anymore. I feel like giving the ball on a counter attack and he'll make things happen, and that's how I see you guys playing him at the moment in time. I feel like he will start a lot of games for yourself. I don't think a lot of people saying that he's going to be an impact player, but I don't feel like he would have spent
25 million.
Yeah, I honestly feel like just give him straight down the middle, and he'll do wonders for you, man.
Why are you taking ahead, Mike? He was 25 million. That's what we
That's
spent.
what I'm saying. It's a piss take. 25 million.
What was 25 million?
Ronaldo.
It's 12.9.
That's even worse.
It's not 25 million. 12.9. It's 25 million a season in wages.
There you go. And remember, he's 34, 35, 36.
So I still have him. You know we're having that.
But playing down the left. Has Ronaldo ever played down the left? When he's at Man United before, he played down the right.
No, he played down. He could play left and right.
Mm.
You need to remember, he created this position called a forward. He wasn't a winger.
Mm.
And then, I mean, I like it when Arsenal fans talk about maybe Ronaldo could have come to Arsenal. Yeah, but then think about it though. If the man looks like this, and when he looks in that direction, he sees Fernandes. That sees Pogba. Oh my God! Oh, Rashford. When Arsenal, it looks
He wasn't coming to Arsenal. He's never talked about his game. He wasn't coming to Arsenal. Simple. Maybe when he was 16, but not now.
It looks left. He sees Pepe. Looks right.
He's playing down the middle. He's not playing down no left. They might let him have free reign to run up across the forward line, but he's playing down the middle. What the Premiership will get? I think he will get goals.
It could be the possibility that he could play down the left, but once again as a forward, where that means it will be a compact midfield, where you tell Fred and McTominay or whoever is in the middle not to push up too much and just keep it compact. The same way like Grealish playing on the left.
But the thing is, Luke Shaw is gonna be busy because Ronaldo ain't tracking back, bro. Simple. Luke Shaw's gonna be busy like Ross, I tell you. So forget that. If Man United played down the middle, you should have kept your 12 million in your pocket. If they don't play down the middle, you should have kept your 12 million in your pocket, mate.
12.9, please.
12.9 plus 25 million a season. So at the end of the day, this could potentially work out to be a deal that's about 89 million, 90 million. Because if he stays for 3 seasons, that's 75.
Yeah,
plus 12. Plus 12.
Yeah, you can say all that, but we made 250 million in 8 minutes after he signed. So
it's not a football thing; it's a financial thing. Yeah,
of course.
All this coming home business nonsense is just financial.
He's coming home for the fans.
He's not coming home. He's from Portugal. He's not from Manchester. He's from Portugal.
No, he's
Portugal.
He was made and
in Manchester. Is it? Is it?
Boddington's things.
Tell me, it's like saying it's like when Henry came back and everybody was saying he has come
Why?
home. He's from
Why?
France. There you go.
Yeah, Steve's been a hater. Just leave Steve, man. He's been a hater.
I'm not being a hater. I'm just throwing some things out there to JJ. That's all.
No, feel free. Keep trying.
I ain't even started yet. Trust me.
You need to exercise your hands anyway because you need it for throwing stuff at the TV when Arsenal is playing. You're like,
I don't need to throw stuff. Enjoy it.
Yeah, used to carnage now. I get it.
But I don't need to.
Who's your first game with CR7?
Against Newcastle.
He's got a hat trick against those boys.
Exactly.
But he won't start. I don't think he will start. However, he might because now that he has been sent home.
No, he will start against Newcastle, and the next home game. Who's that against? They'll bring him on as a sub in like the 60th minute, so he can get the whole ovation from the fans. That's what it'll be. Who's your game? Who you playing?
We're playing Newcastle.
And then who at home?
And what's it called?
Newcastle. Is that Newcastle at home or away?
Newcastle's at St. James's.
Okay.
1 second. Let's make.
Let's see.
Let us.
Hope it's City.
We beat them how many times last season? They're not a threat to us.
They're champions, mate. I think they are kind of.
Yeah, they're champions by beating the rest of you. They didn't beat us.
Sorry?
They didn't beat us.
Did they beat us?
Let's see.
I just got throw that out there.
Man, you're taking a long time. You're taking a long time to get this fixed here now.
So it's Man United, 11th of September, against Newcastle.
Yeah.
Then 14th of September, very tough Champions League game against Young Boys. Away. And then
you don't want a clumsy team like Burnley or nothing like that, you know.
On the 19th, we're away to West Ham. And then we're playing West Ham again in the EFL Cup at home.
Ronaldo, where's Ronaldo going to play a Premiership game at home? Come on, man.
He's Newcastle. Man United, Newcastle at home.
Is that at Old Trafford?
Yep, that's at Old Trafford.
I thought it was at St. James's.
No,
he's gonna come on as a sub against that. Who's the clumsy defenders in Newcastle?
You know, he's been
the cells.
Because he was
I don't do no dodgy tackle, you know, bro.
Because he was suspended, Ronaldo was sent back to training to Manchester early. So he's fresh, like that sweet seafood.
Yeah, except he's been playing in I will see, because I mean, Serie A is pretty good defending, isn't it?
What I can tell you boys is this: when you people kneel down to pray to the good Lord for evil things like Steve,
I wouldn't do that. I'm not saying that. I'm not praying for evil things. Good luck to the dude, isn't it?
However, just to come back, I mean, City didn't beat us. I really sure they didn't beat them. What about you guys?
Yeah, they beat us, and what? What's your point?
I'm just asking. What, Steve? You're becoming a bit like Mike.
I'm not. I'm just cutting you down, bro. Before you go anywhere, you understand? You're trying to run with something that. Nah, we lost 5-0 and.
Okay, sweet.
Move on. Next one.
The next one is simple. Players to watch for the season.
Ronaldo.
Players to watch for the season. So we've had a transfer window. We've had players that should have gone, some have stayed, and all that. So tell me 3 players that you think will have a wonderful season, more expected than will have a better season than we're all expecting, and 1 player that's definitely going to be an improvement from last season, and of course, the diamond in the rough, the one that nobody expects to be so sweet, so wonderful, that will add to a team's performance.
Wow.
Go on,
Demarai Gray. Demarai Gray is definitely one to watch.
Demarai Gray.
Definitely one to watch. I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin's gonna have a great season with
yeah, he had a great season last season though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get past Harry Payne, innit? The England squad.
So, Demarai Gray, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 2 Everton players. 1 more.
Basuma, Ings.
Troy Parrott. No, I'm playing.
Yeah, you playing.
Well, boost him straight out in this program.
Yeah, he's in Millwall right now, man. He's still warming up. He's in Millwall right now.
Most improved player this season will be Aubameyang. He can't be as shit as he was last season. Impossible. No way. There's no way. So that'd be a start. Unless he goes to somewhere in January.
All right.
Yeah.
Someone who have a good season will be Fernan Torres at Man City.
Mhm.
The fact that they didn't sign a striker, I think he will step up, and I think he'll probably have a better season than Jesus.
Dude, how come the jury's still out on Jesus, man? Though, why? Is it because he keeps getting played out wide and left different positions?
To me, he's always played second fiddle to Aguero, isn't it? So this is the chance for him to step up. But I just think the way
He's not going to step up playing on the right, though.
say again.
He's not going to step up playing on the right.
Yeah, I know. So I just think that Fernan Torres will just have a better season and get the goals for them.
Yeah, I mean, my three to watch will be.
What about Sancho? Why don't we talk about Sancho?
Ronaldo, Sancho, and Varane.
Sancho played 3 games. First game, he came in as first 2 games as sub, started the last game, has a knock right now. I think he's still getting to grips with the league, so we shall see. The ones to watch for me is Greenwood. I think if he continues the way he has started, he should have a good season. And all it seems like he's going to continue playing him. In the middle, I think Maddison is another one to watch. I think he has been playing well, but still has a point to prove. Especially being snubbed after England could take 26 players. And if he has an injury-free season, Jota for Liverpool.
Who?
Jota.
For Liverpool.
Jota. Yeah, he's good, man.
I got to throw my fellow Jamaican out there as well, Leon Bailey, man. I think that was a good signing for Aston Villa. And I think
gassing now, bro. Come on, BA.
No, man, I think he's gonna do well. Honestly, I think he's gonna do well, man.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna do well.
Okay, then I'll just say in Diddy because he's Nigerian. What's the point?
Go ahead.
Come on,
Go ahead, bro. No, Leon Bailey, he's one to watch, man.
You can't go like that because I ain't got no one from St. Lucia to talk about. Yes, so boy. Say again?
You play football in St. Lucia?
Wow.
I'm just asking. I'm just asking.
Wow. Wow.
Mention,
we do. We even play World Cup qualifiers.
11.
We even play World Cup qualifiers. We just go out very, very early.
I thought that all you small island just group together and just call it West Indies and just play football as one team.
Wow.
Not Jamaica, obviously. That's a big island, but the other ones, isn't it?
It's a big island. Wow. I didn't know I was in the UKIP party conference here, boy. UKIP party conference, you know. Rah.
I'm only half. St. Kitts is my other side, and there's only 30,000 people in that country. There's more people in the Emirates than there is in that country. You know what I mean?
Wow.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Big thanks to Mr. Thanos, St. Lucian, first and only professional player. the big agent and advocate for Troy Parrott, Karim. Yes.
My boy, man.
And of course, Mike, we hope you enjoyed Jamaica. And hopefully you'll be able to fly back and see us soon.
I'm gonna kill him after what he was just saying, bro.
No, I was no, other island.
No, you still call them an island. That's the problem. They're bigger than that.
Well, they're thinking, people. It's been another episode of Grassroot Chats. Goodbye.